بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. المؤمن القوي. Who's got it?
صاحب الجدار. عن ابي هريره رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: المؤمن القوي خير واحب الى الله من المؤمن الضعيف، وفي كل خير احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز، ولا تقل لو اني فعلت لكان كذا.
وإن أصابك شيء
وإن أصابك شيء فلا تقل لو اني فعلت لكان كذا وكذا.
No lamb.
Oh, there isn't?
No, it says can. It's right here can.
Even me, I memorized it from before from a different wording with the lamb. So, all right, so كان كذا وكذا.
كذا وكذا، ولكن قل قدر الله وما شاء فعل، فإن لو تفتح عمل الشيطان. رواه مسلم.
Good. صاحب الجدار. You're like صاحب الجزيرة على نبي. You understand? We always call him, the companion of the wall. But today I say he's not the companion of the wall. He's got his own island over there now, because there's nobody here today. So.
المؤمن القوي خير واحب الى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير احرص على ما ينفعك وان اصابك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز وان اصابك شيء فلا تقل لو كان كذا
لو اني فعلت
كذا كان كذا.
لو اني فعلت كان كذا وكذا.
لو اني فعلت كان كذا وكذا، ولكن قل
قدر الله. It's مضاف إليه. This is not the fi'l. This is the masdar. قدر الله.
وما شاء فعل. فإن لو تفتح عمل الشيطان.
تفتحوا.
عمل الشيطان. رواه
مسلم.
بس مجاهد. مجاهد هنا.
أقل حديث سمعت منك.
إيش؟
هذا العمل أقل حديث سمعت منك ما أعرفه.
You didn't memorize it for me.
مسافر البداية.
Here, you can revise it for that. I haven't memorized it. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف، وفي كل خير احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز، وإن أصابك شيء فلا تقل لو أني فعلت كان كذا وكذا، ولكن قل قدر الله وما شاء فعل.
قدر الله. That's a masdar.
قدر الله وما شاء فعل. قدر الله وما شاء فعل، فإن لو تفتح عمل الشيطان. رواه مسلم. قدر الله.
Because it's the masdar. قدر الله. It's the qadr of Allah.
قدروا.
Yeah, it's not the fi'l. It's not قدر الله, but it's قدر الله. قدر الله.
قدر الله.
مضاف إليه.
قدر.
You ready?
قدر الله.
قدر الله.
قدر الله. What that mean? Qadr Allah, right?
That's the decrement. It's like what Allah's decreed.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever He's decreed, that's what's going to happen. There's nothing that we can do about it.
Hey. Bother.
I don't even.
Yusuf.
I think the battery's dying. Because I was sitting there talking the whole time. I thought it was off. See how I was doing it? Yeah, I think it's take this.
Could you correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't also the Prophet ﷺ, he also told Ibn Abbas احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله?
What, in the hadith?
Not in this hadith, but elsewhere.
No.
He hasn't?
He said احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجده تجاهك وإذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله واعلم أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لم ينفعوك إلا بشيء كتب الله لك وأن اجتمعوا على أن يضروك لم يضروك إلا بشيء قد كتب الله عليك رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف. I'm not saying that you never said it to him, but if that's the hadith that you're referring to now, you can say it in that hadith.
I just thought, I think I heard. Well, all right. Thought I heard.
That's possible. Yeah. on. Hey, you're the last man. Stand there.
Just straight. Remember last time you tried and you only made one mistake. Just straight.
Hey, don't be like my son. Son over here.
أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المؤمن القوي خير من المؤمن الضعيف
خير وأحب إلى الله. وفي كل كل خير.
على ما ينفع واستعين بالله
ولا تعجز.
ولا تعجز. No, I don't think he was exaggerating today. I think he really did memorize it today. No, finish. You're up. You're going to finish this.
وإن صابك شيء فلا تقل
لو أني فعلت
كان كذا وكذا
ولكن قل
قدر
قدر الله
ما شاء فعل
فإن لو
تفتح
عمل الشيطان. Yes, you got that part. All right. So hadith number. Now we're about to get started. Tell her to wait. That's long. All right, hadith number 25. If you want paradise, be prepared for difficulties. No, this one's a short hadith. All right, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال حجبت النار بالشهوات وحجبت الجنة بالمكاره. متفق عليه. So here, and Abi Hurairah, he reported that the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, حجبت. حجبت, it means what?
It was covered. That hijab.
Like that, what is this right here?
That's hijab.
A partition is a hijab. And a hijab is like a partition between two things. So between you and getting into Jannah, there's like a partition. There's something blocking you. And then what is that thing that's blocking you? Well, first off, he said, Hujibat now. So between you right now and you going into the hellfire, there's a partition. And for you to get into the hellfire, you have to go and cross that partition. And what is that partition? The shahawat, your desires. So if you want to go to hellfire, that's easy. Do what?
Follow your desires.
Just do whatever you desire. Eat what you want to eat. Sleep where you want to sleep and with whom you want to sleep. But whatever you want to do, just do it. Drink what you want to drink. Smoke what you want to smoke. Hellfire, easy to get to. There you go. It's so easy. But he said what? وَحُجِبَتِ الْجَنَّةِ. Now the Jannah has the same type of hijab, same type of partition. But the partition that's separating you from going into Jannah is what? وَحُجِبَتِ الْجَنَّةُ بِالْمَكَارِهِ. Things that you dislike, all the difficult things that you're going to have to go through in this life. You know, so this is the partition that you have to traverse. And this is what you're going to have to go through. And this is the path of going to Jannah. You know, what's the ayah, man? You're going to have to help me out here. No. I'm trying to remember right now. It's Surah Al-Baqarah. I know it was there, but then it just too much Indian food these days, man.
286 channels.
And then it's about, you know, like you think that you're gonna go to Jannah, and you know the things. أَمْ حَسِبْتُمْ أَنْ تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ مَتَىٰ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ أَلَا إِنَّ نَصْرَ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ. There you go. That's all I need. I need a little kickstart. You know. All right. So I'm hasibtum, right? And tadkhulul Jannah. Do you think that you're going to go into Jannah? وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. And you think that you're going to go to Jannah and all the things that happened to the people before you, they're not going to happen? To you, like, so you see what the Prophet ﷺ went through. You see what the Sahaba went through. You think that that's not going to happen to you. You're not going to be tested like that to get in the Jannah. So he said, حَسَبْتُمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُم مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِن قَبْلِكُم مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ. Al-Ba'sa is what? Faqr, poverty, afflictions. وَالضَّرَّاءُ. Dara is like what? The sickness and all types of sicknesses and illnesses and damage and problems to their bodies and everything, for even through battles and stuff like that they had to go through. مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَزُلْزِلُوا. And what does this mean?
They were shaking.
Yeah, like their whole foundations were shaken up. Every time that they started to get like this type of like, how can you say like istiqrar? What do you say istiqrar in English?
Settlement.
Stability. That's but you're close to it. Like whenever the lives start to become stable, zulzilu. It's like, it's, the whole foundations get shaken up. And they were pushed into like states of fear. Enemies coming and everybody trying to come up against them. So you think now that you're gonna go to Jannah, and then this is not gonna, Allah is not gonna test you like this. وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ مَتَىٰ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. That they will be shaken up, like their hope, and they will be tested to such a point, to even to where their messenger and the believers with them would say, when is the victory of Allah coming? When is it coming? Because they've really been put to the test. So, أَلَا وَإِنَّ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ. Oh, أَلَا إِنَّ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ. But just know that verily the victory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very close. It's very close. So I mean that's the reality. You're not gonna go in the Jannah on an easy path. You chose Islam. You chose submission to Allah. That means that you chose what?
You're accepting that you will be tested.
You're accepting that you've been tested. You're gonna be tested. You accepted that you're gonna be going through all of these things that the people went through before, and you accepted that you're going to be the enemy of Iblis and all of his followers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, what did he say about the majority of the people in the earth? He said, وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ, right? Yeah, so no matter how much you push and try to give the people dawah, the majority of the people, what? They're not going to believe. They're not going to believe. They're going to follow Iblis. They're going to follow their desires. They're going and against that other partition. That partition of what? The shahawat, and the desires. They're trying to get to Jahannam. They're taking that path to Jahannam. But you want to try, you want to go on that path of, knowledge, sunnah, practicing this deed, and you're taking that path of what? You're taking the path of hardships. You're taking the path of hardships, and that's just the reality. That's something that you have to face and understand and prepare yourself mentally for this. So the Salaf in the times of ease, they will be worried. They will be worried because they know what?
That Allah tests those whom He loves.
Yeah, it's coming. And then they're going to, whatever Allah has given them from wealth, they know that they're going to be tested with it. So anything, look at Ibrahim alayhi salam. What was he tested with? He was been waiting for what? For a son. Then Allah gave him Ismail. Finally has a son that he loves. And then what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order him to do? Sacrifice him, slaughter him. Slaughter his firstborn son. Can you think of a test more difficult than that? And then what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What did he do? He placed him on his side, and after he told Ismail, أَنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرْ سَتَجِدُونِي مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ. Look at his son. Inshallah. سَتَجِدُونِي إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ. So look at his son. Look at Ismail. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Look at this. Here Ibrahim said, I saw in the dream that I have slaughtered you. Like, tell me, what do you see? What do you think about this? And he said, Ya abati if'al ma tu'mar. Do exactly as you've been commanded. Satajiduni insha'Allah min as-sabirin. That you'll find me, by the will of Allah, from the patient, his own son. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَ وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ نَادَيْنَاهُ وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَيْ I gotta revise some of this all fast. So, وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَيْ يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ قَالَ صَدَّقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا إِنَّا كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. All right, so here, once he laid him over on his side and he's getting ready to slaughter him, وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَيْ يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. Then so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called out to him and said, قَالَ صَدَّقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا. You've been honest and been truthful. You were prepared. He was prepared to slaughter him. But did he do it? No. وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced Ismail, and then he slaughtered. What did he slaughter? What did it say in the tafsir? He slaughtered a ram, right? Yes. And that's why you see now, alhamdulillah, Eid al-Adha, we go out and we slaughter, right? So you see this now. So, but the point is the test. He got tested with his firstborn son. You can't imagine the test. That's a man's. That's what his heart is attached to, is that firstborn son. Even if he had $1, $2, $3, and then he has that son, what is he going to be most attached to? That son. That's his boy. These daughters are going to get married. They're going to, be off with their husbands. But this is your boy. You're raising them up. You're going to, be with them through thick and thin. You're giving them all the knowledge that you can give them and doing everything. This is your boy. And to be tested to slaughter him. So, I mean, these are the tests of the people that went before. And we look at what Prophet Muhammad went through with his own people. With his own people, sat up in the mountains for a couple of years. And the Sherbani and the Jibal, while they're with no food and just completely cut off from hustle. Where they had besieged up in the mountains from his own people. With no food and no nothing. And the other people, they went, and that was when they had already gone and made the hijrah to Ethiopia. So look what they went through. So حَسِبْتُمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِن قَبْلِكُمْ. Bella, there's no way,
We mentioned about the hijab. Also, Allah said, إذا قرأت القرآن جعلنا بينك وبين الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة حجابا مستورا. Is this similar? What is
it's a partition. Because they're not, repeat that again.
وجعلنا بينك وبين الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة حجابا مستورا.
Yeah, because they don't, لا يفقهون. As much as you recite the ayat to them, there's a partition between you and them, where it's it goes into your heart, and you understand it, and it affects you. But for them, they're sitting right next to you, but it affects them nothing. It doesn't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also said, He said, لو علم الله فيهم خيرا لأسمعهم لو علم فيهم خيرا ولو أسمعهم لتولوا وهم معرضون. So even if He did let them hear, if He did let them, they would just turn on their heels and be martyred. They would go away. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if He knew any good in them, He would let them hear the Quran and hear what they need to hear. But He said, even if He allowed them to hear it, they would just turn on their heels and they'll turn away from the truth. Because their hearts, it's not gonna penetrate their hearts. So Allah understand. So just it's something that we have to get ready for. And we see this all the time, I think. And unfortunately, it's sad. It's sad because we look at our state as Muslims, and we look at not just Muslims in America. Don't think that our situation is anything specific. I was chatting with one of the brothers. He's still in Yemen. Now I'm telling them about the situation that we see in the Masjid in America. Just what's going on in America. Talk to brothers in New Jersey, and talk to just coming from Jacksonville, from Florida, so I know what's going on there. And I said, subhanAllah, we have dawah. We have people that can teach the people. The kuffar are not doing anything to us. Who's destroying the dawah in America? It's our own people. It's our own people setting up obstructions and trying to get the people busy with foolish stuff, personal issues that they have between each other, and not focusing on the thing that we're trying to move to. Our goal is Jannah. Our goal is not people. Our goal is not status. Our goal is not positions. Our goal is not politics. Our goal is to get to Jannah. All this other stuff is the thing this is going to keep us away from Jannah. This is going to block the path to Jannah. All right, but if you go around all the masajid in America, wallahi, all the damage is being done in every masajid, every masjid. Kuffar have no hand in it whatsoever. This is only us doing this to us. We're the obstruction amongst each other, blocking every single type of khayr. You know, here we have everything that we need, but we need to work and start to establish it. You know, along with time, we got to understand that those difficulties are going to happen. Those personal differences are going to happen. Because a lot of us, the only thing that brought us together is what? It's Islam. If we didn't have Islam, the majority of us would never have met. We would have never sat down and ate together. We would have never been brothers. We would never be shaking hands and hugging each other. There would be no connection between us. The only thing that brought us here together and made us brothers is Islam. We have to protect that with all of our might. Everything that we have. This brotherhood, we have to protect that. And we can't accept that anybody comes in and tries to destroy what's between us. Nothing. All of us, Akhi, we're all brothers, all of us. And we're all La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, right? We all believe in Tawheed, and we all want to learn the Sunnah, and we all want to practice this deen. We got to put these personal issues to the side. That personal issues, again, it's Jahiliyyah. It's Jahiliyyah. It's Jahiliyyah calling the people back, and that's that partition. That's that path to the hellfire. Our path to Jannah is going to be paved with a lot of difficulties. So we don't need to be making things difficult for each other. We don't need to do that. Allah is going to test us. He's going to test us with our wealth. He's going to test us with our families. He's going to test us with our health. And He's going to test us with all, everything around us. Every day that we live in this country, this evil, sinful country, is a test. Our deen is like tested every single day that you just step out of your house and go through the streets. We don't need to keep making things difficult for each other. So right now we all need to focus on one thing, which is learning this deen and practicing this deen. If everybody can put their mind onto that and that focus, first we need to learn, then we need to practice. We studied this in the Rasul al right? The very first page. What did Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah, what did he say? Bismillah. I know he said Bismillah. He said, "A'lam rahimahullah. أنه يجب على كل مسلم أن يتعلم أربع مسائل. الأولى العلم. This is the first thing, العلم. وهو معرفة الله ومعرفة نبيه ومعرفة الدين الإسلامي بالأدلة. So the first thing out of these four issues is what? Knowledge. Knowledge. And knowledge is knowing Allah and knowing the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and knowing the religion of Islam with evidence. He said, الثانية الدعوة يعني العمل به. He said the second thing is acting upon it. Now that you have the knowledge, act upon it. He said, الثالثة الدعوة إليه. And once you've got the knowledge, you've acted upon the knowledge, now you call the people to the knowledge. And then he said, الرابعة what? الصبر على الأذى فيه. That's that partition. That's the حجبت الجنة بالمكاره. That you have to be patient with all the trials and tribulations that come with the da'wah. But this da'wah does not have the trials and tribulations, do not have to come from us, but they do all the time. In Yemen, you see what keeps causing so many problems in the da'wah in Yemen is our own people. Kuffar ain't doing nothing. Kuffar ain't over in Yemen. They ain't got to say so in Yemen. Look who destroyed Yemen? Yemenis. Who destroyed Syria? Syrians. That's it. You see us, we're destroying everything with our own hands. Because we're not focused, again, it's all personal issues and people vying for power and status. Forget all that. What do you need in this life? What do you need? You need a house, you need some clothes, you need some food. You don't need $20 billion, you don't need a castle, you don't need a Tesla truck or whatever, a Lamborghini or something like that. What do you need? Toyota Corolla, a house, a Camry. You can drive back and forth and maybe do Uber at night if you want to make some extra money. Khalas, Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever you want to do. And that's it. You have a house, you have food for your family, alhamdulillah. What do you need? But it's because the people in the greed, it's those shahwats. So those people that are trying to get past that partition and go into the hellfire and they're destroying everything. So long story, man. Allah yathabitna. Allah yathabitna. Any questions? Nothing. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك